Okay, so in this video, we are vaccinating our cattle that are a year old. So we call those yearlings, and we give them this solution that you pour on their back and 2 needles for vaccines. And if they have horns, we'll take the horns off. 99% of them don't have horns. And there was one bull it was supposed to be a steer, but it was a bull. So we had to, my uncle castrated it. And, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. But mainly just the needles and the solution and that stuff, the vaccines. Okay, so this gate needs a spacer welded on here somewhere. And to support. The problem is the gate is a little too narrow to fit in these rails. So it needs a spacer in the bottom and on the top because it slides side to side. And then this thing, and then that thing comes out of here because the cows will get their head under it and pull it up. So we just need to make a spacer on the bottom and a support on this side and maybe one on the top too. Well, there I come with the Isuzu Trooper again. Just kidding, it's a Honda Quad. My uncle just bought an oxygen bottle and a torch hose, and we have a propane bottle. You can see it over there. And he has some acetylene torches here. So now we can finally have a cutting torch that can cut through almost an inch thick of steel or so. So yeah. For about 40 years, my uncle has rented a acetylene torch setup. But then he finally returned it and bought this. This is our property now. And there's a few propane tanks. They're not that big, but we don't do an awful lot of cutting. But it's for basically when you need to cut something big. Then you have this to cut with. Even a rebar. I mean, I can always grind it down if it doesn't work right. I mean, it's bent so little that it wouldn't make a difference. all fixed now. I have an angle in here. No, it's not the same as that one, but an angle in here, and then I got that piece of rebar welded in the middle, both sides, and at the ends. And then I used a sanding wheel to make that a really smooth finish so that it'll kind of help it to slide. You know, that bevel just kind of helps it to slide as well, even though it probably doesn't need it. And then here, same thing. We did a little, well, not much, but yeah. So yeah, I think this should be fixed now. And if this is if it's too high, I'll grind it down, but I don't think it is. And it doesn't seem to need anything else. And let's see if this fixes it. Now, if I had more rebar, like straight, now this stuff is all too big, but if I had more of it, I probably just would have ran down the entire thing. That would have been better, but my uncle said just put a couple spacers in. So let's see if that works. Got like old wrenches. Just soak them in some diesel. And this one here, it's kind of rusty. It works. I tested it. It works fine, but I'm just soaking it in there to give it some extra lubrication. But yeah, if you got like old diesel or gasoline works as well. Just soaking old tools like that in there. Look at the sunlight over there on the trees. And it's like in one place on the hay shed. That's weird. Yep. Let's put this back on there and see if it works. For those of you who don't know, I make all the music recordings in the background. I made them on GarageBand. So yeah. Now some are kind of automatic. I put them together. Others, I strum the instrument on the screen. And the last two songs played in this video are the most recent ones. Alright, well that seems to work really well. I got it through here. They really should just have a reel there. Like one of those little spinny things. But yeah, that works good. The cattle shouldn't be able to push it up anymore. It's a design flaw. Now these things are too wide, or this thing isn't wide enough. The gate. And then there's these two catchers here. But yeah, it seems to work good now. And my uncle was thinking about making a roof over these things because they always have to shovel snow out of there and manure. Because the manure is kind of liquid, so when it freezes, it's like ice. But this is our cattle herding setup. I forgot to record an outro, so I'm recording one now. So yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. It was kind of short, but I still think it was a good video.